Investigate sexual assault claims against Bill Cosby that allegedly occurred at the Playboy Mansion, even though the incident is way past the statute of limitations. As TMZ previously reported, a woman named Judy Huff sued Cosby Tuesday, claiming Cosby got her drunk and then sexually assaulted her at Hefner's pad when she was 15 years old back in 1974.
Back in 1974. Now, let's see here. We just want to keep up. Give me a minute.
Also maintained what was called
Now, I want to refresh your memory on 1974. Some of y'all wasn't around here then. Some of y'all wasn't even born in 1974. So, in 1974, I want to show you something here. On this day in history, Nixon resigns on August 8th, 1974. The Watergate thing with Richard Nixon was going on, and he resigned in August of 1974. So now, I want you to listen very closely to some of the things that was going on with Richard Nixon, because it's something that's going to make you realize that there's no way that this woman was raped or assaulted by Dr. Cosby during that time period. Just listen and pay attention.
$1 or more. He told me that was no problem. He also looked over at Haldeman and repeated the same statement.
This was the first time that a White House staffer had ever contradicted, with criminal consequences, contradict the president on live television.
There was also maintained what was called an enemies list, which was rather extensive and continually being updated.
The idea that the White House draws up a list of enemies and is prepared to use the agencies of government, this is very, very serious, scary stuff.
John Dean talked about a list of enemies that was compiled at the White House. One, Arnold Picker of United Artists, described as a top musky fundraiser. Second, Alexander Barkin.
Once the enemies list was revealed, Daniel Shore, a CBS News correspondent, is reading off this, and he reads his own name.
17th, Daniel Shore of the Columbia Broadcast System in Washington. The note here is a real media enemy.
I remember thinking at the time, what is going on? Is this really believable?
You're fully aware, Mr. Dean, of the gravity of the charges you have made under oath against the highest official of our land, the President of the United States.
Yes, I am.
And being so aware, do you still stand on your statement?
Yes, I do. When I'm finishing my testimony for the Senate, I read it and I said, you know, it's my word against Haldeman, Ehrlichman, Colson, Mitchell, and the President.
Those of us who have been attending these sessions would surmise that there is another witness someplace in the building.
A witness will be called, and as to who.
Now, Dean, in a memo on the enemies, this is the enemies list. I got it right here. The same one that man was reading off of. Dean's memo on the enemies list. Memorandum from Dean to Lawrence Higbee, the former assistant to Haldeman, dated August 16, 1971, and entitled Dealing with Our Political Enemies. This memorandum addresses the matter of how we can maximize the fact of our incumbency in dealing with persons known to be active in their opposition to our administration. Stated a bit more bluntly, how we can use the available federal machinery to screw our political enemies. And Bill Cosby was on the list of political enemies. Now, do you believe he was at the Playboy Mansion molesting a 15-year-old? Do you? When he was on a watch list? They was tapping his phones? If he went to Playboy, you think wasn't nobody following him there? What this woman talking about? How many of y'all, let me see, where did you get this from? Where can you get it from? Nixon's enemies list from Senate Watergate Committee. That's the name of it. www.colorado.edu/am/film/Lewis/enemies.htn. What can they put in there to get it, bro? The enemies list. List of White House enemies and memos submitted by Dean to the Irvin Committee. And at the left-hand corner, it says Nixon's possessive. Nixon's enemies list, comma, from Senate Watergate Committee. Just put that in. Then bring it up. You print it out and read it for yourself. Now, if Bill Cosby was doing all of this stuff that they're accusing him of, being watched like he was, why didn't some pictures of him surface like pictures of Martin Luther King and other people that they had surveillance on and wiretaps on, showing that he was cheating or doing something like that? Why they didn't have no pictures of him doing that? I tell you why. Because it didn't happen. His greatest alibi is the FBI and the CIA. It didn't happen, Captain. Now, let's show you what did happen. I like to, have you ever had a class and learned something that the teacher didn't go over but once? Do you know what kind of process learning is? It's a repetitious process. And even in order to get people to believe a lie, you got to keep on repeating it. That's how you deceive them. So they keep repeating their lie. And they keep finding other venues to put it in, but they keep repeating it. Huh? Well, you can't defeat a lie by being quiet about it. You got to hurl the truth against the lie. Now, if they say he was back there, a lawsuit against him for doing something to a minor in 1974, and he was on the White House enemies list of how to use the administration and its, what did he say? What did they say they weren't going to do? It says, you know, I likes to be thorough. And it says, let's get back to it. It says how we can use the available federal machinery. The FBI, CIA, that's part of the the federal machinery. You mean the FBI and the CIA overlooked him molesting minors? Did they really? They sure caught some of them congressmen not long ago with some page boys. Remember the page boy scandal? Now they got the evidence for that. Where's the evidence for what they accusing Dr. Cosby of? They just don't want us listening to the brother, man. He never should have said that our people, you should emulate the black Muslims. Huh? He didn't just say Muslims, he said the black Muslims. For they protect their women and their children. And they teach their own children, they build schools for themselves. They make jobs for themselves and whatnot. What's wrong with that? Come in here, you who say that our people should not emulate me and others like me. Tell them why. Tell our people why they should not want to be like me.